Of course, it had to be the Badlands. It just had to be in the Badlands. I'll relax when we find the place and we're not sitting out here with a sandstorm ready to drop on us at any moment. Can you try it again? And you've definitely got the right frequency? No, of course, you're not an idiot. I'm not calling you an idiot. This is just... When they said it would take a while to calibrate, I wish we had asked them how long exactly. Vintage tech does not like us. What do you mean, what do I mean? You remember that one scav hunt they had us go through to look through all of the tech? Uh-huh, the one where the merc... Actually, I don't want to think about that. Anyway, there was that one computer there you didn't even know what to do with. Right, you couldn't even find a port that would fit. Success? That was not a success. We spent half the day looking for some adapter in Watson, and the eddies we took for that job barely covered the price. I think we're remembering that guy very differently. Well, where you see a useful and maybe a little expensive contact for vintage tech, I see a creep that made some really weird comments towards me while you were out in the car. No, there's no point in repeating them now. I was this close to just frying the guy, though. Oh, you do it yourself. Well, aren't I just Is that it? Is it done? Looks like it's more or less just over that ridge, right? We could probably walk, but I just know we'll get caught out by a sandstorm if we push our luck. Want to get going? Well then, after you. You're kidding, right? We're not actually trapped in this sandy hellhole because someone refuses to get rid of this scrap heap, are we? I'll apologize if it gets us over there. I still don't trust it. Definitely not listening to this gonk music, though. Are we going or not? What kind of bad feeling? About the gig or since before the job? Yeah, I remember. I thought that was more about working for the twins, though. Nope, not gonna call you paranoid. We've both done this long enough to have, I'm not sure how to put it, an overactive sixth sense. We've both seen and done enough to put certain things together. But I think that's why we worked so well together, because one of us can always diffuse the other. Seems like I didn't quite do my job in that elevator, though. I did? Well, I'm glad it helped. There is still time to back out, you know? Sure there is. We negotiated a good payout. We run this by any of our usual contacts and someone is bound to pick it up. And you're sure of this because... How many? And no, wait, why? Why would you do that behind my back? I've been worried about jobs before too, but I've never shopped around for someone else to take it over without you knowing. I think I'm allowed to be a little upset because things really aren't adding up anymore. Stop. Stop the car. We're really gonna need to be on the same page, and quickly. You've been holding something back. You have. I can tell. Deeds. Now. Or we can spend all night here getting buried in the sand. Up to you. How many people did you try offering this job to? We know like 24 other Netrunners mutually, and you're telling me none of them wanted it? At least half of them would do a lot worse for a lot less. Just... What about Archon? Blue? Crash? Okay. And did anyone give you a solid reason? Cursed? How? The fuck does cursed even mean for this kind of job? So, it's an urban legend? We might be risking our rep by quitting this gig because of an urban legend? Has anyone offered you proof? Anything? Look, if we bought into every conspiracy that the net chewed up and spat out, we'd both be mind-controlled by lizards from another galaxy right now. Soul Killer turned out to be real, yes, can't argue against that. But it also made sense. All we're doing is getting some old tech out of a bunker. I'll be shocked if the place is somehow hooked up to the net. We'll be alright, I promise. I think we both need a long break after this. No, don't apologize. Really, I understand. It just took me by surprise because I guess I just always assumed we were both on the same page. No secrets and all that. No, I get it. I do. All I ask is that you never do something like that again. I mean it. We've worked together long enough, and I'd like to keep working together. We have a really, really good thing going, and I'd hate for it to fall apart over something like this. Well, I'm glad you feel the same way. And hey, if anything happens, there's two of us, right? Right. So come on, I'd like to get this thing done. Tonight. Might even have time for drinks after. If you play your cards right.